I'm Brenda Mackenzie. I'm the unit manager of the Robert Ogden Macmillan Centre. We treat haematology oncology patients here as a day case and in the outpatients department that we have attached to here. We treat around about 40 to 50 patients a day and offer support to those patients as well. This evening, we're delighted to have Jackie here with us tonight and host her for the launch of her book, Tea Chemo, and grateful for everybody who's come along to support her.
I try to be quite honest in my blog, but I think that I am, like many people, I benefit from, it works better for me if I'm positive. You know, everyone needs a bit of a cry now and again, or just for a moment of just, it's all just a bit much. Sometimes I used to see my bald head and my bald face. You know, I hated not having eyebrows and eyelashes, found that much worse than having a bald head because I could wear a wig. Nothing I could do for my face, which just didn't look like my face. So sometimes I'd catch myself in the mirror and that would sort of catch me out and I just would have a bit of a moment. But the rest of the time, I just couldn't get away from the fact that if your prognosis is good, then I just felt like I was one of the lucky ones. And that helped me get through that. I felt like I was one of the lucky ones. And I just sort of wanted to kind of keep that uppermost in mind when I was writing my blog, that, you know, it's not all bad. Normal life sort of is interrupted, but actually some nice things come out of it as well. You know, you get lovely feedback from people, and people are very supportive and enthusiastic, and people kept saying to me, oh, you should get it published. And so I was very flattered, but I thought, well, why would you publish a blog? Because you can read it online. But I just started having the seeds sown that, well, perhaps actually my blog posts were written very in the moment. So when I had my first chemo, I wrote about that. I wrote about my hair falling out. I wrote about what it was like to wear a wig, and any sort of tips I'd learned along the way. But I thought that actually afterwards, looking back at the time, I'd learned so much more by the end of it. And I was then in the position to say, you know, it is okay. Your hair does grow back. And actually quite quickly, this worked. And actually, while I was having chemo, okay, having chemo isn't what you put on your Christmas list, but you do get time off work. You do get to read books in the day, which I would never normally do. I saw my friends so much more often. My sister lives in America. She never would have been able to have taken a week of work to come and see me. My little sisters who live miles away, always up and down the country, come to see me, etc. So I had a really, really great year, and I wanted to sort of add this into what I'd said in the original blog posts. Then I had quite a critical email. Somebody who I've never met emailed me and just said, I want to thank you. Your blog has changed my outlook completely. I just see this cancer treatment differently now. I can do this thing. I've been struggling, staying indoors on my own. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to use any time when I feel well to see my friends, etc. Really long email. And I was just absolutely blown away, and I was just chuffed, touched, I don't know, I was just so excited that something that I could write had that effect on somebody. And this was sort of all going through my brain. Meanwhile, I submitted my novel, which I've been writing for a few years, to Urbane Publications. When I was getting my submission ready, I just saw a paragraph which said, also looking for non-fiction, memoir and self-help, particularly ideas only at this stage, please. So I just thought, you know, let's go for it. What's the worst can happen? So I submitted that idea, it was just an idea then, at the same time as my fiction novel, and then I had the most wonderful email come through which said, cut to the chase, I'd like to take on both books and publish both. So then Tea Chemo was born. Well, do you know, the feedback that I've had from people is that it is a good read for sort of, yeah, everyone, I hope. I imagined it to be for people going through treatment, particularly perhaps at the beginning of treatment, and their carers, family and friends. And these seem to be people reading it, but other people as well, you know, have picked it up and said it's just fascinating. It's just a whole world that I never would have understood, and I feel better able now that when I do come across people who have cancer, because let's face it, we all do, I just feel that now I won't be stuck for what to say, feel like I'm saying the wrong thing and then say nothing because I don't want to say the wrong thing, etc, etc. So it does seem to be read by a wide range of people.